What is environment? Environment is what? Surroundings. Okay. And here you can see, what do you think of this picture? Actually, the environment should be like this. And this is pollutant. And here also you can see how the life should be. Okay? And after pollution, how it is. What it means and why it happens. That is what we will cover today. The main reason for this is what? Pollution. Pollution is what? When harmful substances contaminate the environment, it is called pollution. Pollution refers to the very bad condition of environment in terms of quantity as well as quality. Do you agree with it? Now, actually what the pollution means. Quality of life is based on what? Clean environment. And it is aggregated by what? Air, quality of air, water and soil, then noise level, etc. In our cities, air has become highly populated and the pollutant concentration exceeds limits. Considered safe by who? Whatever that there are some limits, those limits were set by who? The World Health Organization. Beyond crossing these limits, we call it as an environment is polluted. And this quality of life is interrelated with the quality of air, water, soil to our use and the noise level we are exposed to. Okay, mostly in all over world, the whole world is facing the problem of pollution, and we are the creator. Don't you agree? After taking something, and what our tendency to throw the paper on the street, is it not? Do you go for searching one dustbin to throw it away? How many of you do it? Just tell me. Raise your hands. No. Even myself, sometimes I do the same thing. Okay? But it is very bad. We are the creator. Recently, I think you have seen the TV news that in Navin Nagar in Guwahati, it were having flood problem. Okay, after raining for very few days. Why? Because mostly the reason is what? We are throwing our garbages, household garbages, to the nearby stream. And what is Borolu? It is called as Borolu, river Borolu, and here it is overcrowded with pollutants, and it blocks the passage of water flows. And likewise, the overflow takes place, and it is there, that whole thing is happening. One of the reasons for these problems facing by the water is in the most of the river of our country is not fit to drink. When we take water to drink it, we just look at the water. Sometimes it may give you a picture of clarity, very clear water, but it may consist of different types of pollutants which we cannot see by our naked eyes. And likewise, due to the water leaching from the industrial waste, then sewage, then overflow of water, agricultural waste, agricultural runoff, storm water, causing the whole land as well as water pollution. Here, the word pollution is derived from the Latin word polluere, which means to soil or defile. The word pollution is derived from the Latin word polluere, which means to soil or defile. Pollution is the effect of undesirable changes in our surroundings, that means our environment, that have harmful effects on plants, animals and human beings. Pollutants includes what? Solid, liquid, gaseous substances present in a greater than natural abundance. Produced due to what? Human activity, which have a detrimental effect on our environment. Okay? Pollutants include what? Solid, liquid. Solid means waste materials, maybe solid materials, or liquid means wastewater coming from factories, our household use, industrial use, then agricultural use, then gaseous substance from industries, and not only gaseous substance in indoor pollution, what pollutant may be from smoke from chulha, not properly used chulha, then burning of fossil fuel, we may get some gaseous pollutant, okay, which have a detrimental effect on our environment. There are three types of pollutants: degradable or non-persistent pollutants. These are rapidly broken by natural processes. Do you have any idea what is degradable? Degradable, what it means? Biologically degradable. In due course of time, the amount is reduced and it undergoes some biochemical processes so that broken down of the particular material will take place. This is biodegradable. The presence of some bacteria. And here are by natural processes. Those may be domestic sewage, discharged, discarded vegetables, etc. Slowly degradable. Next is slowly degradable or persistent pollutants. These take decades to degrade and are harmful to the environment. That is DDT. Once DDT, why it is we use for fumigation. Recently in our campus, fumigation was done with DDT for mosquito. Okay, and here DDT is a pesticide, and DDT is a pesticide which may be it takes years to degrade, and it is very much harmful for our environment. And another thing is non-degradable pollutants. These cannot be degraded by natural processes and have harmful effect on human health, environment for several decades. Suppose toxic substances like lead or mercury or nuclear waste. That we will be discussing later on after other types of pollutions. Okay. Now types of pollution. Types of pollution categorized on the basis of geographical features, forms and sources. On the basis of geographical features, the pollution may be categorized as international, national, regional and local. Then according to the form, it may be physical form or social form. And physical form we have what? Air pollution. This is air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution. In social form, what is this? Economic pollution, political pollution, religious pollution and ethical pollution. This based on the source, we do have the industrial pollution, agricultural pollution, biological pollution, mine pollution, vehicular pollution, marine pollution, nuclear pollution, thermal pollution, domestic pollution and noise pollution. Air pollution. Help, I cannot even breathe. Any visible or invisible particle or gas found in the air that is not part of the original or normal composition is called as air pollution. And here you see the pictures of pollution. Here see industrial waste is disposed here, and how this stream is polluted, this polluted water, and see. Now Ganesh Puja is coming, Saraswati Puja, Durga Puja. What we do? Idols are immersed here, and it is also a cause of water pollution. And here how the industrial pollution is taking place. Here the industrial effluent is discharged, and you can see this scene. How pathetic. He doesn't. Suppose some containers were discharged in from the waste material discharged in the sea area. By somehow this portion was fixed in his mouth. He doesn't have any hands to remove it. It is died due to the starvation. Could not eat. Noise pollution. Sometimes we are not concerned that if I am enjoying by raising the voice of the music player, may create some disturbance to others also. And therefore we should be very much careful. Noise pollution is displeasing human, animal or machine created sound that disrupts the activity or balance of human or animal life. Now the industrial pollution. Since the industrial revolution, pollution has been a major problem affected with the same. Environment degradation is taking place. It may pollute the air, it may pollute the soil, it may pollute the water. And due to the industrial pollution, we have the noise pollution also. And if it is the industrial nuclear reactive, that substances may also, due to resultant of that particular industry, may create some radioactive pollution. Here thermal pollution. Heat sometimes, that is we will discuss later on, but one classification is there. This is thermal. In details we will study the thermal pollution. The heat generated in the environment, it is also creating problem, and that pollution to the environment. And here radioactive pollution. Pollution caused by the resultant substance from the nuclear reactors and other radioactive substances, and it is very dangerous. And here space pollution. Do you have any imagination that space pollution may be taking place? Do you have any imagination? No. See, these are the satellites. More than 6,000 satellites have been launched. Half of all trackable objects are due to in-orbit explosions or collision. When I saw the picture first, I thought that why it is given like this. When I read, then only I came to know. It never came to me in my mind that it may be that space pollution may also take place due to the satellites. All the countries are having satellites of their own. That is what it is creating, space pollution. Now we will enter the water pollution. Water is what? Water, God's valuable gift. Here water is unique. What happens? Water has got the capacity to cleanse itself. It may dilute, it may run off, okay, it may break down. See, water is a unique substance because it can naturally renew and cleanse itself by allowing pollutants to settle down, like through sedimentation process, and break down or by diluting the pollutants to a point where they are not in harmful concentrations. Okay. However, this natural process takes time and it is difficult when excessive quantities of harmful contaminants are added to the water. Contaminants, then pollutants are added by man's activity. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, that is lake, river, ocean, aquifers and groundwater. I think he has given you the sources of different water sources. Water pollution occurs where pollutants are discharged directly or indirectly into water bodies without adequate treatment to remove harmful compounds. Other definitions are again, see, you can see the oil leakage here. It is the introduction of chemical, biological or physical matter into large bodies of water that degrade the quality of lives in it and consume it. Now, what is pollution? Water pollution. Pollution can be defined in several ways. Water pollution occurs when energy and other materials are released, degrading the quality of water for other users. When biochemically degradable pollutants are there in the water, it undergoes biochemical degradation. Okay, it produces heat. That means, and more of oxygen consumption. That means that water is polluted. More oxygen demand will be there if microbes are there. Okay. Water pollution includes all the waste materials that cannot be naturally broken down by water. In other words, anything that is added to water above and beyond its capacity to break down is pollution. Pollution in certain circumstances can be caused by nature itself, such as when water flows through soils with high acidities. Water flows over soils having the high acidic value. Okay? And here, but more than that, human actions are responsible for pollutants that enter the water. Later on, I will show one chart, then you can come to know how we are polluting the environment. That water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, same thing. Water pollution occurs when pollutants are directly or indirectly discharged into water bodies without adequate treatment to remove harmful compounds. Again, you can see this picture here. Dumping is there. Okay, waste dumping, and it is polluting the whole thing. Now, how the water is polluted? Point source and non-point source. Point source means directly we are disposing. Here, dumping toxins, industrial facilities and sewage treatment plants may create the pollution. Indirect discharge means non-point source, may be urban runoff, and here agricultural runoff. Do you understand the runoff means? The source may be that urban or agricultural fields. Here industrial pollution, how the whole city is, see the water bodies, how it is polluted. What impact does industrial activities have on water pollution? Industrial pollution comes in a variety of forms. There are many federal regulations are there, but these regulations are not practiced everywhere. And here heat pollution is commonly used by industries, but many regions have passed legislation requiring that power plants and industries cool water before they release it. After action, suppose the boil that some purpose that industrial effluent is discharged in the water bodies. In that case, water is already heated, and if it is discharged means obviously that water source will become heated. Okay, that way it is regulations, laws are there. Before discharging the effluent to the water source, it should be cooled down. Okay, and construction, mining, logging operations can cause great amounts of sediment to pollute lakes and streams. While agricultural practices are also responsible. I will show one photograph here, then you will come to know. See, discharging of, here you can see. Can you see? Pesticides, how it is polluting the thing. The greatest agricultural contributions to water pollution are through nutrient and sediment pollution. Livestock waste and fertilizers contain what? Nitrogen and phosphorus, which if carried to lakes and streams through runoff that is called runoff now. Understood now? Runoff can cause significant problems resulting in excess algal growth. Algae growth. The water will become greenish. Have you seen the green color water? That is what. The livestock produce a large amount of waste which may farmers use as fertilizer on their fields. In many cases, thousands of hectares of farmland have been designed for efficient runoff which minimizes flooding. Sometimes good practices are practiced by some agricultural lands for runoff agriculture to minimize the agricultural runoff, having proper drainage facilities so that it will not go off to the water sources. Water leaching will not be there or seepage will not be there. Here you will see the point source water pollution. So how the point source discharge industrial effluent is discharged here. Okay, here example of sources in this category include discharge a sewage treatment plant and factory city storm drain. Maybe. Non-point source, I already told you what may be there, urban runoff or agricultural runoff. And non-point source of pollution refers to diffuse contamination that does not originate from a single discrete source. It doesn't mean that we are discharging directly. Okay, non-point. We are not discharging it directly. That means by some other way also it is polluting. Non-point. We cannot see that, yes, this is the point from where the thing is, that water is getting polluted. Okay, not like that. A common example in the leaching out of hydrogen compounds from fertilizer agricultural land, from fertilized agricultural lands. We cannot see, we cannot tell that this is the point from where nitrogen is leaching out. Okay. Contaminated stormwater washed off of parking lots. Suppose car washing, from kitchen waste. Water from kitchen, kitchen wastewater, then bathroom wastewater also, this is runoff. Where it is falling, it matters. Sources of water pollution. First is, see, the agricultural. Industrial. In industrial, here what? Then municipal, agricultural, natural, stormwater, landfill and underground storage tank. In underground storage tank, what it happens? Some seeping, maybe leaching, may cause, and that is the reason it may that. Here that first under industrial we have non-contact water and contact water. Contact water may be dwellings, washings and washing it. The sources of water pollution may be industrial, municipal, then agricultural, then natural may be animal, vegetable and sand. Okay, then stormwater may be industrial or municipal. Landfill, public, private and industrial. Sometimes what happens, waste are dumped in for landfilling. I have seen the municipal landfill grounds are there in large cities. And what they do, they collect the waste materials from the town area or urban area and they dump in a single place. And from there also pollution, it may pollute the water nearby water source. Water pollution, this is causes. Again, marine dumping, industrial waste, sewage mainly from households, nuclear waste, oil pollution, underground storage leaks.